Test. I have not made this mistake in forever. Alright, is the audio all good now? Oh, wait. Are we working? Okay. Apologies, the software completely shattered just before we went live. So I had to re-put things back together. So some things might not work on the stream, like that chat box over there isn't working. I don't know why. It should be, but things broke. Anyways, fancy professional statement on what happened. So I did spend a very long time debating how I should respond to this. What's happened. And I came to the conclusion there's been graduations and terminations. The statement on why those terminations and graduations happened, what were their reasons? I spent a long time. How should I say them? What should I do? Here's the answer. No. The terminations were done. There was reasons, but I'm not going to reveal the exact nature behind things like terminations. It's not because I want to hide information. No, it's privacy. I don't want to injure anyone's reputation. And sometimes revealing the nature behind something like a termination will hurt reputation. So the best thing you can do is just universally not give information on why a termination happened. Now, that is not the whole thing, me just saying no. I am going to actually get into some of the things which were brought up behind the scenes. So, before the terminations and... Alright, actually I will make this part clear. Song was a graduation. I've seen people saying she was a termination. No, she chose to graduate of her own free choice. So, that, not a termination. Hey, chat's alive. No, but I won't before the terminations went through, a lot of concerns were raised. As there is a lot of misinformation flying about in the public right now. And that is what I truly want to address here. As an agency, we will have graduations, we will have terminations, especially in times such as this, where we are undergoing massive change. We are changing our entire atmosphere from a more lax atmosphere where there was a lot of joking around, we would screw around, to a more professional one. There is still joking around, we do still screw around, but we have expanded massively over the past few weeks, well, months really. I believe we were at 8 members maybe 12, one of those two numbers, 8 or 12, just 2 months ago. We are now past 20. So, that is a dramatic increase in size. And with that increase, we have to introduce new rules. These, in my opinion at least, these rules aren't strict. And I am doing my absolute best to keep everyone's to a minimum. To remain, as I said when we started, everyone's content to be their own content, to do what they want to do on stream. We have not restricted any actual stream content. We did restrict schedules slightly, as from our weekly schedules you may have seen, we had 4 or 5 members going live at the same time. So we were going to start pushing the schedules around a bit so we had less people live at once. Because we should not be competing over our own viewers. But first up, I want to say, do not message talents. Do not insult the talents. Don't ask them what's going on. They don't. They have more information than you, yes, but not much more. I'm going to be honest. A lot of things which happen, there's closed doors. Things happen in my private messages. Things happen in manager chats. Things happen in talent chats. Not everyone has access to all the information. Besides me, because I'm the one where the information flows through. And the talents don't deserve any hate or stress for a company decision. They have to live with the decision more than you guys do. They're the ones actually living the decision, whereas you guys see it, they live it. So if the talents do not have a complaint about a decision, it's likely not your place to complain about that decision either. DM them if they're your friends. I'm not saying that. I'm saying don't DM them with your scary questions and hate and all of that. That is not acceptable. Now, as a lot of the claims are revolving around me, which I'm grateful for actually, there's a few claims not revolving around me which I'm upset about, but my job is to deal with a lot of the heat from situations like this. And there was a lot of rumors that I'm not fit for a CEO, incompetence and anything like that. And I will say now, no, I am not the most competent. I am not experienced. I do not have a big business degree or education. So, what I value is learning. I listen to what people say about how I'm doing my job, I listen to feedback, and I take it on, and I learn. And throughout time, I have taken less feedback on, not because I am, starting to annoy people, starting to ignore people, but because I'm more experienced now, and I can identify between what feedback's going to be the most helpful, or if there's a better approach to something. I'm able to do that a lot more now than I was last year. And I imagine that will be a continuing pattern where less feedback gets taken on in its raw form, and very often it will be integrated or built upon. That is the nature of feedback in the end. It's along the lines of suggestions and people saying what they think you could do to improve. And I will always value feedback, and feedback is always considered. Is it always acted upon? No. No, it isn't. That's the nature of things. Now, one thing, while I really didn't want to talk much about any reasons behind termination or stuff, one thing I do have to address is a claim made in one of the talents discords about ableism. I am actually just going to double check right now because I also don't have a script for this right now. I am talking with no script because, well, I believe that's the most truthful you can be. You don't plan out what you're going to say. You don't write out a big script because, while you may cover more points, you're more likely to think, that's not so good, I'll scrub that out. No, this is first take. The only thing I have is a list of bullet points of things I'm supposed to talk about. I've got nothing more. And my bullet points are things like one word, feedback. But no, the ableism claim, I'm going to say now, that is completely false. The ableism was reported to me, where the whiteboard is back there. I want to say around a month ago. I don't have the exact date on when the report was made. But the way we handle a report is, first up, you make a report. I'm giving you generic procedure here because no report's handled the same. Each claim's different. Each report's different. There's different amounts of information you get on each claim. So the actual report of what I got, I had a pre-report, you could call it, from the talent who had the ableism claim against them, or from their manager even. So, and that was them because they had that accusation thrown at them already, and they were really upset about that claim. And I didn't talk to them directly about it. I spoke to the manager because from just the messages alone, the screenshot of the aftermath, because the claim was made on a VC conversation. I can't screenshot VCs. But it was clear that she was incredibly upset over the claim and that it was a false claim, and I can establish what the situation was around it. I'm not going to express any viewpoints here because, well, political viewpoints, I'm asking for drama, but they were discussing two separate government systems on how they handle disability. Two individual, not states, no, countries, completely different country systems. One was in support, one was against their government. I got no issues with viewpoints. I'm not informed. I'm not in a position to have an educated viewpoint. So I just respect both opinions. But it was clear that was the misunderstanding. Yes, you can ask questions. I'm just explaining the ableism right now as I want to clear that's not a thing. And it is something we are completely against. So, when that was reported to me by the talent who's made the claim, I said I will keep an eye on that situation, which I did. I kept an eye on the individual. Even though I was pretty confident that they're not ableist, I am still completely confident now. I kept an eye on it. And I can't, I'm not going to act on a claim as extreme as that without some form of evidence in front of me. Because it was all inside of IL. It was between talents. But to prove yourself innocent of a claim like that is impossible. It's straight up impossible for us to prove innocence, because that would be no message. And you can't ask someone to prove they are not something. I did debate including Nick in this, but no, he was an affiliate. I will admit it took too long to address removing him. But that is all I'm going to say on that topic in this statement. This Q&A. Whatever happens, we are no longer affiliated or associated with him. I don't know what he's posting. I've never actually followed him on social media. So, moving on from that. But, I'm not going to go with the guilty until proven innocent. That is, impossibly wrong in my eyes to go with. So, I mean, I've been in the same boat recently, where I've had to try and prove myself innocent on something which the innocence is a lack of something. It just doesn't work. You can't prove it. That is the reason why there was never any action taken against an individual talent there. Because there's no proof, there's no evidence. There's what looks like a misunderstanding being reported to me on something that happened in a VC. That's the entirety of information I have on it. Now, another complaint was how the funding is handled, and how some people get more funding than others. At the end of the day, we're a business. We're not a non-profits group. We are strapped for cash. Should we expect any more? I really hope not, but honestly, this is the first the talents are hearing of the statement as well. So, they did have many inputs for what I should include, and I do thank everyone for that. But I feel ultimately the best thing I can do is go back to day one roots and do the whole thing off the top of my head instead of actually pre-planning everything. But funding, we put money where we believe we're going to get money back. We don't have the luxury to put the same amount of money into everyone. I wish we did. If I could, I would. But if we did, I'm going to reveal. You can probably work out roughly how much money we have left from this. I'm going to reveal how much money we'd put into each talent if we divided it equally right now. So if I divide that by, we'll take 20 talents as that's a rough quantity. That might be more, might be less. I haven't counted. So that goes to about $30 per talent, which you can't do much with. There's not much you can do with that. Why is your name highlighted? I don't see your highlighted name. I think it might be just because you are yourself. So right now especially, we have to put money where we believe money is needed. Are we going to be bringing in new talents? I'm not going to answer that right now. We're not going to be opening up interviews. And we're also going to be laying low on some changes we were going to make, because I do not want any changes to ever get attached to something like this. Because ultimately a lot of what was planned for February was an exciting month. I'm going to push things back so that things will never get tied to it. When will I share my thoughts about what? Alright, I've spoken about feedback already. Members integrating with the group. Yes, this has been a problem, especially as we've grown. We are doing our best to create an environment where people feel comfortable to integrate with the group. I think what we have in place now is great for it. But I will admit, before, yes, it wasn't easy, especially as we grew. And while I could have tried harder back when people joined to integrate them, I'm not going to take full accountability for that. I will take partial, but I also feel it is the talent's responsibility to interact, to get to know people, to talk. I will happily accept about maybe 50%, but the other 50%, that's on the talent for not making an effort to integrate themselves properly. They need to be active for people to talk to them. If they're not talking, they're never going to properly get to know people, and that's a simple fact. You're correct, Luna. I can't force people to interact. I can introduce, I can create a more comfortable environment, but at the end of the day, I cannot make people talk. That's out of my ability. Now, one of the things a lot of people got upset about I will bring this one up. This was a direct and pretty specific complaint. So we all know roughly about the Sanctuary program. We did debate creating a branch with that, instead of having it as part of the main Infinite Live. And this was because Sanctuary is now sitting at about 8 members now. It was at 10. But we couldn't, we were oversaturated on talents. We had no real, each talent was so individual and unique with their content that there wasn't much tying together all of these talents. So I saw it as an opportunity for them to properly use the Sanctuary brand properly and market themselves way better. But that's not how it was received. But this was proposed as an incomplete idea to the members of Sanctuary, and we took feedback on that idea. When we got negative feedback, we took it back to the drawing board. Straight back. And we came up with a completely different idea, which has been received very well, at least from what I've been told. So, I feel that now is definitely not the claim to be making. I don't take feedback on, because I'd say I've taken more feedback on over the last few weeks than I ever have before. While I've probably shut down more than ever before, I get contradictory feedback at times. Sometimes I'll get people giving me two opposite ideas. I can't take on both, even if I want to. Now, there is another claim flying about me not caring about the talents. When I reviewed the business as a completely detached individual, and others have as well, the problem was actually with our business right now is the complete opposite. One of our biggest problems was me caring too much about the talents and too often trying to keep everyone 100% happy, which is an impossibility. And it's caused stagnations in development because I didn't push through changes which were beneficial overall, because I knew 2 or 3 people would not be a fan of those changes. So I think it is genuinely the opposite of that. I was not doing things because I was worried about keeping absolutely everyone happy, which is just not possible. And that's not to say I don't care, but I do need to take into account if I make everyone 100% happy, we will be bankrupt within a week. Yes, we did go from a graduation to a termination with Koji, I think it was. Yes, it was. I did hope for a peaceful route, because as many people, and I even pointed out myself, back on the 11th of November, I did say that December and January were going to be terrible months for us. And that was because at that time I had made the decision that I was going to start being stricter. And I knew that there would be backlash to me introducing new rules and getting stricter with people. So, I did my best to try and find ways to gradually ease it in, but ultimately it just didn't work out. Will there be any large changes to the affiliate program? Yes, there will. I'm not going to speak about anything there now, because those changes are very much still, they're on my paper. They're not even in the development part yet. They're on paper. Yeah, we haven't even started there. I've said it in the affiliate program, I believe, that we are planning to make changes. The affiliate program, I love the idea, but ultimately it needs improvement. It needs to be refined. There needs to be changes made. Not even, it's left the whiteboard stage. It's gone from whiteboard to paper. It hasn't gone from paper to talk to the managers about it yet. Which, is something which also happens more now. Now we have staffing, I will talk to managers about ideas to see what they think of them. Which is something we could not even consider doing before because we did not have any staff members. Alright, and the final, what do you call it? Rumour? We'll go with rumour flying about. Is the sanctuary screening being lacking. I'm going to be honest, the interviews are lacking as well. Both the sanctuary and the interviews receive similar levels of work. Now, these will be changed, and from here on out, I'm at least not going to be running the first interviews. We will be changing the entire interview system and the sanctuary screening. That's going to be overhauled completely. Will there be promotional cuts to the affiliate members? Neither has been discussed at this point, Patrick. Yeah, I have not had food yet. I ate yesterday, but no, I haven't eaten today. Why was Sanctuary created in the first place? So, Sanctuary was created at a time, I'm going to avoid saying any company or group names here, as for the same reason I'm not revealing anything behind the terminations. I don't want to harm anyone's reputation. So, Sanctuary was created because it was something already on my mind after seeing a company collapse purely because of absolutely horrific management. When I say horrific, I mean unprofessionalism to worse than we were when we started out. So, and after seeing instances like that, it started to come on my mind thinking, can I, because when those agencies and groups collapse, they very often take the talents with them. And I really hated seeing that on my timeline. It was made during a time where it was regularly happening. And then in my applications, I had 2 people apply from another group. And after looking into that group, it appeared the group was treating them very badly. And that was the moment the decision was made to establish Sanctuary, to help out creators who are stuck in these bad groups. We created Sanctuary the way we did so that they could not be chased by drama, as it completely cuts off the ability for those old agencies or groups to reach out to them. So, was Sanctuary a good business move? No, it was a horrific business move. I'll be honest there. In terms of business, Sanctuary was a terrible idea. But I knew that at the time of making it. That was not made as a business decision. That was made as a emotional decision based on my own morals. And I intend to follow through with that decision. I would open up Sanctuary again. Is it fully refined? No. Does it need work? Yes. But I believe it is a good thing to have overall. For you, I'm not sure how to explain it, but I guess I think it's just nice for people. It's a nice thing to do, I guess. But yeah, no, that was the reason Sanctuary was created, not for any. Yeah, I mean, I said it at the time, not for any malicious purposes. Why this can have all happened with the talents as just regular infinite life talents? So Sanctuary was supposed to be. So at the time, we were using. Well, we still are using generations. And that made a very difficult moment of what is Sanctuary, and a lot of people were confused because we recruit these people through Sanctuary, but they're not a part of a generation. They're between generations 4 and 5, or was it 3 and 4? One of those two. They're not and so we decided to have Sanctuary as its kind of own generation group type thing of sorts, which would grow over time. In hindsight, that was a mistake. No, we should have integrated Sanctuary with Gem 5. Gem 4. We should have just said, this is part of Gem 4. We shouldn't have had them as their own individual group. But we did, and that was a mistake. And one of the most recent changes, which I'm not going to say here because I will be dropping a humongous spoiler bomb. Yes, there is someone in my DMs telling me when to shut up right now. So, the upcoming changes are made to address this exact problem of separation between Sanctuary and the main talent body. That is being addressed right now. Did it take too long? Yes. Is it being addressed though? Yes, it is. And I think honestly, I can't think of a better way to address it than what we're doing right now. And I'm really hoping what we do right now does work out, but I'm hoping most people are happy with it. I haven't received any complaints on it at least, so I'm going ahead with that. Alright, there is one more rumour I did want to address. That I raise people's expectations when they join the agency, promising big dreams. No, I don't. I sometimes actually crush people's dreams. Like, nope, we can't do that. You don't expect that for a few years. My whole life I've grown up managing expectations. I know what we can deliver. So I never promise more than what we can do. I will often under-promise because I know hiccups can occur and things can get delayed. There can be issues. So, big dreams can exist. I'm fine with big dreams. But realism is important. When you're setting yourself goals, like, your end goal can be humongous. You're making a living off VTubing. No, I do make promises, but I make realistic promises. I don't make promises which can't be delivered on. So, I've completely forgotten what I was just saying. But, oh yeah, so big dreams, I encourage you to have big dreams. Dreams are great. Have a big end goal. But don't make that your current goal. Always have smaller stepping stones. Like, my goal with the agency is not to get a partner channel. No, that's a goal down the line. I do want a partner channel, and that is a goal. But it's not my goal now. My goal now is to start pushing our current channels upwards in viewer stages. So the 1 to 3 viewer channels up to about 5 viewers, 5 to 7 up to 10, etc. Just to push them up a tier of viewers, not to push them all up the same amount so we have average 10 across the board, because that would be unfair on them. You set yourself small goals along the way. Trying to read chat is very difficult. I have not done this for a while. I mean, as Argent said, your responsibility does fall to the talents as well. Accidental. Stop looking at my background. But no, talents will have to put in work, and at times we will ask talents to do things which they might not be a fan of. But we will never, if they're not a fan of something, we won't force it. I say that now actually, but no, there is very few instances where we will force something to happen. I would be lying if I said there is nothing we don't have as compulsory, as that has literally changed last week. But we will never force something people are very uncomfortable with. Like for voice packs, we've had a whole poll, and I'm actually going to be putting up another one in the Talent Discord, as the poll was done before we had so many members, of who's comfortable doing it and who isn't. And if someone's uncomfortable with a voice pack, then they don't have to have a voice pack. And Patrick, you say I spend a lot of time bashing myself. I know I give off that impression, but no, I would not consider what I do bashing myself. I will compliment myself when I do good. But what I do is I will look at mistakes I make. And when I make a mistake, I will own up to it. I will admit, I messed up. I didn't know. And I will make sure I never make that mistake again. And if it's a mistake I can fix, I will fix that mistake. But sometimes some mistakes you can't repair, so you just proceed. A lot about me being open. I mean, that's quite literally, that's on our agency. I've said that from day one. That we used to have our partnership public. Not our partnership, our contract public. After many people advised me not to have it public, I did withdraw it. And for those who do have copies back from when it's public, that's outdated, severely. Don't spread that. That contract's terrible. Don't spread that one. That was back when I was inexperienced. Accidental Coca-Cola placement, whatever. Yes, I have things in my background. This is my office. This is where I work. And also where I play, and this is pretty much just where I live. We've attempted partnerships before. What do we hope to gain? So, we've had numerous partnerships. I'm not going to lie here. This part here could get me some flack. I could get bonked here. But we've had two? I'm going to say two. Two partnerships? I want to say? Could be three, but I think two. So I'm going to say two, because there's two I've got in my memory. The first one was with Virtuolo. Now, what did I expect to gain from this? Now, there were multiple outcomes for how Virtuolo could go as a new agency. There was a possibility they could do great. And thank you, Houdini. And you are right, I was definitely too kind-hearted about a lot. No, I am thinking more business-orientated now. I don't intend to collapse on morals, but I do intend to think more business-orientated, and I need a second chat because now that what I'm answering is too far up from what I'm trying to respond to. There we go. Virtuola was actually... So option 1 was Virtuola went great and we would get second-hand growth from them. That was a possibility. Did I think that possibility was likely? No. The other option was they sit about and don't grow, in which case there's no loss for us. I've put in effort and advice to them. But ultimately, the loss isn't financial. It's a little bit of work, honestly. Advice giving. And the third option is the one which happened, which I did make very clear when we made the partnership. If your agency ever goes corrupt, I will take it over. And that is exactly what happened. And that may seem bad that I could even thought about that, but no, I knew that was a very real possibility. And I made that very clear when we made the partnership. That if they ever started going corrupt, I'm stepping in and taking over. And do I think that's mean and cold-hearted? Yeah, I do. But ultimately, I think the decision was, I made the decision originally for the primary reason of trying to help them start out, because the thing is, I made a lot of mistakes when I started out. And I could see Virtuola was going to make those exact same mistakes. So that I thought, I could, at the time at least, Alex's intentions were good. I think he overwhelmed himself with the responsibility and backed away, honestly. It was too much for him. I'm not going... I know others may hold a grudge against him, but personally, I don't have any grudges against Virtuolo or Alec. Do I think what he did was wrong? Yes. But do I think it came out of a place of malice? No. No, I don't. Now, oh god, the chats have scrolled automatically. Where was I? I may miss a few questions here. I'm sorry. Things went by fast. People talking about my anime collection, the background. I did consider taking it down, but that's a lot of work. And also, this was a statement to get this office to myself. What did I have for dinner? Nothing. I've not eaten dinner. Shoot me if... I mean, I've said the same thing fast to my talents. If I ever become corrupt, if I ever make a fuck up, tell me. And if I refused, to respond to, what's it called? Take action on the corruption, or I can't defend it, I will say, if I can't defend me being going corrupt, graduate, please. Is that the plate from yesterday? Yes, it is. I haven't washed up yet. This has been a stressful few days. Shush. Is that a jam jar? Nope, that's a medication jar. Plans for the nearby future and... What? I will see what I can say about them now without the private kind of people not getting to know exactly what I need them for. That was not supposed to be in camera shot. Whoops. So, I do have a slightly detailed thing here, so I'm scrolling through it because it contains marketing shenanigans. Let's see. Alright, yeah, I think I've addressed the main controversy points today, at least already. So now this is straight up just Q&A and behind the scenes. If you've got questions, now is the time to fire off. We're making updates to how the manager's jobs. Is that an Oculus Quest? Yes, it is. So I'm not going to go into detail about the... no, I'm not going to be explaining what's coming up next, because I don't want that tied to this, what's happened. So no, anything... I will explain policy changes and whatever. I'm fine. I've got no issues explaining things like that. As I've said, I'm very open with what happens behind the scenes. There are times where I will delay saying things, and that's there's always reasons, but I will never be hiding things. What will be the changes? So up until now, their job has mostly been to handle any issues the talents have, give them advice, and carrying out any tasks I set them. However, we're adding into their jobs now to actively watch their talent content and to improve, give constructive criticism, which actually is another thing. You will hear when you're a part of an agency or even groups what you're doing well and what you're not doing well. This is not meant to offend people, but to help them understand where they need to improve. And that's something which is changing with the managers. Alongside, the managers will be receiving the talent's goals, which we collected recently. And the managers will be helping the talents achieve those goals. Then there's things like we're trying something with the schedules. I won't get into detail on that because that could be withdrawn because it's testing something. We're introducing workshops in the main talent area, so we can help the talents with more universal issues. I think those are the big policy changes I can reveal. Alright, and we will, starting at some point, I'm not going to put a date, have a compulsory main channel stream for each talent once a month. I won't get into details on what that is, but that's about 2 hours a month. I don't think that's mean. Right. How many swords? That's a whole video already. I don't remember the number. I think it was about 20%. You and Lucy becoming Vtubers. When you pass the same application process, I keep failing myself. But no, I think ultimately, while we can't offer lots of money, we can offer support and advice. What's on that plate? One bite of a bacon sandwich is on that plate right now. A singular bite. Two. But no. So does anyone have any questions about the big scary situation which is going on right now? Why haven't I finished it? When I stressed, when I go stressed, I struggle to eat. I don't get stressed often, so it's rarely an issue. But I will openly admit, I am stressed. How am I feeling? Terrified, stressful, like I'm gonna die, etc. Yep. When are you gonna order after this stream? Okay, the video, thoughts on it? Video, question mark? Extra question mark video? Oh, the one that was taken down. I'm not going to comment on that video, as it's been admitted by all parties it was littered with misinformation. The only comment I will make is, I don't have a wife. And Infinite Live is not run by my shadow wife. I have to say that because I'm sorry, that made me laugh so much. I loved that. But no. So, you know, I might open up wife applications and someone can become, you know, my wife and shadow leader of Infinite Life, but you know, I'm very confused about where that came from. I'm not alone. I am not single, but I don't have a wife. But you know, there, you know, as some of the misinformation was true information, but without context surrounding it. I'll say that much. You know, very much something sounds terrible until you get context. And context is important. What are some of the points of the... I don't remember all the points. I watched it once on 2x speed and then it was gone. So I don't actually remember the points that well. But no, a lot of the screenshots, I will say the only editing done to those screenshots was blurring out names. Granted, it wasn't done well, sadly. But they are not the whole conversations, they are not the whole screenshots. And they were out of order, the context was gone. And there were things, VCs at times, around those messages. So you very much have to have context to make judgments on things like those screenshots. Personally, I would prefer... A lot of them were some of them were full conversations, but if you take the screenshots and take away the negative wording which was being used to explain them. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about what was in the screenshots because I don't want them public, as it does partially reveal upcoming things, what's upcoming, and behind the scenes. So I'm not going to say what was in them, but if you take away the negative not context, sorry, the way they would be spoken about, I'd start thinking about them from a business perspective. They become a lot more, they make a lot more sense. Make them public. So it was considered that... I will put up on screen what was considered right now. Let me take a quick screenshot of a talent announcement. Alright, I've got a delay on my screenshots. 2 seconds. We take the screenshot. Just the announcement made before the statement. How long before? I think yesterday? Yeah, yesterday at 5 p.m. my time. I think that's 12 p.m. EST. Is this the right one? Yep, I gave it a random name. Let me just enlarge this so it can be read. This was considered for the statement. We did consider just straight up scrolling through talent chat. However, if I did this, I'll be open about what the outcome will be if I did this. I would have to talk in a negative light about individuals. I wouldn't have a choice, because I would need to explain the context behind those decisions, and there is no way I can do that without having it appear like they're in a negative light. So, if we did that, the next thing which will happen is there will be responses to the statement disagreeing with it, and drama will kick off. I'm not sure if you're aware, but not interested in drama. Mistakes get made, and that's fine. I admit my mistakes. But I'm not going to expose other people for anything. I avoided a lot of call-outs for the sake of, I handle a lot privately, just because I don't want to call people out. And most situations can be resolved without making a big public statement and digging into someone and revealing everything that happened. No, that, as far as I'm concerned, what happened is between the company and the talents. That's who it should be between. If there's beef there, that's fine. I don't like there being beef, but I don't think it's something which should be, public. Why would, our beef with someone else be a public incident? This is already much more public than I would like things. Use the term. Am I trying to say everyone who left it? No, I am not trying to say that at all. I say, oh god, you're putting me in a how do I explain this without? In my eyes, I still can't see the points made from certain perspectives. I still can't see it. What I believe is people started to forget that we're a business, not a group. And when we started doing business things, people got upset. That's my take on it. That's as much of a take as I'm going to say in public, because, as I said, any beef between the individuals and the company is beef between us and them, not... it's not a boxing match. It shouldn't be on display. We're all adults. It can be handled without having, a slap match. Well put. But we don't need to slap each other publicly or take small pot shots or whatever. That's completely unnecessary. And I will stand by that right to the end. That I don't believe that's a mistake I'm making. I mean, yes, the public will want to know. I'm sure everyone wants to know what happened behind the scenes with this event. But while I was involved, I'm one involved party. I'm not every involved party. So I'm not gonna, reveal everything. I'm scared. Why am I getting called babes? No, thank you. I reject. Moving on. But yeah, no. Is there anything else people want to ask you? Well, yes, I'm not answering everything. That's for privacy. I'm not gonna reveal anything without first. The only time I'd reveal something would be in retaliation, honestly. My future wife, I think I'd honestly get murdered if I did take someone on as my wife, so pass. I'm not sure I'd be alive. You guys know how YouTube just keeps setting things to top chat? I hate this. Okay. Live chat. Where do I see myself in 5 years? No idea. I don't have a vision for myself in 5 years. Shocker. My stance on teaching talents how to sword fight. Yes, I want a sword fighter. Something I said earlier. Gem 5? I've already forgot. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been reminded. So, no, I said between Gem 4 and Gem 5 as a frame of reference, not a reveal. No, that was just pure. We don't have a Gem 5 right now. How far? I'd like to think we can go far, especially if we keep improving on what we do. And yeah, I do think we are improving as we go. So yeah, no, I do think we can go pretty far with IL. Ultimately, will it take time? Yes. Will it take work? Yes. Will there be graduations before then? Yes. Will there be new hires? Yes. It's going to take a long time and a lot of work. But ultimately, yeah, I do think we can go far. Firefly can't get a sword to fix it. Only if I can get a sword first. But you know, I've gone silent while reading messages coming in. I wouldn't mind learning how to sword fight. Alright, actually, no, there is one more thing I should really address on this, actually. No, that is an important thing I should address. I made an announcement about this yesterday and then just completely... That's another thing, actually. Two extra things to address. We grew very fast in terms of talent count. And what we do. We did not grow fast in terms of staff count. And as a result, I do take on a lot of extra work. When I say extra work, jobs which I would normally get, you would get someone else to do. And as a result, some jobs I do, I get sloppy on. I will admit that, and that is something which does need to be fixed. I don't intend to open up staff applications right now because, A, we're broke. But in the future, I do hope to take on more staffing which can help us. As yes, that is something that we need. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was what was going on yesterday. First up, wanting to teach you how to dance. If you're happy for ballroom dancing, I'll consider it. So, in the time period I'm not going to release the screenshots. I'm not hiding behind transparency here. I've said this before. As far as I'm concerned, what happens between us and the talents is not the public's. That's not something which should be public. I don't intend to ever release the screenshots. I'm not hiding behind anything. I am openly admitting complaints. I've admitted many complaints which have been made. I've explained reasons behind those complaints. Made. And just releasing those screenshots will just cause drama. That's the outcome. I act very much based on what the outcome of something will be. It's someone impulsive, someone who's just looking at the pure numbers. But they might release these because drama. Yes, drama's good for numbers. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is an example. Drama happened. This is one of the highest viewed streams we've had. And I will be transparent with what happened, but I'm not going to step across the line of privacy. There's no point. Just if neither side's interested in having a drama or bad blood, why would you continue it? We've got no interest in continuing it. They've got no interest in continuing it. Why would we continue anything? There's no benefit to anyone. There is just losses to all sides. So, and yes, it's short term. Honestly, yes, I think short term, kicking off a drama would be a good publicity stunt. It would probably get us attention. But no. Long term, it's a terrible idea. And morally, no. It's no. So what is the plan? Well, we've addressed most of the complaints which were made on this stream. And I intend to act on complaints made. I'm not gonna just completely ignore what was said. But going forward, no, we don't intend to keep discussing this or bring this up as a stain on our history or whatever. The plan going forward is to proceed with business and to look back on mistakes made to make sure they're not repeated. But we're not going to be having an entire month revolving around this issue. There's no real purpose to it. What went wrong? ultimately there was quite a bit which went wrong, and as I've said, from lack of professionalism to mistakes on my end revolving around trying to keep everyone too happy, and as a result making bad business decisions, which in the end did bite us in the arse. No, I suspect you got a little wrong there. Burying? No. I don't intend to bury the issue and hide it away out of sight. That's wrong. I don't intend to bury the past out of and you hide it away from people, because I'm hiding it away from myself at the same time by doing that. And where I mess up in the past tells me where I need to improve for the future. I mean, vegetation, there's not even revenge to realistically seek to say. There's brief overview. Oh god, okay. Big changes happen, lack of professionalism early on, which starts to be addressed, especially in the new year. Complaints, unhappiness, did best to address, debunk ableism. What else? I think I mostly covered it. There's more details, but that's the too long didn't read what we've done. Moving on is... yes, we do move on. I mean, honestly, no, I don't believe I have done anything drastically wrong. I know I have done some things wrong. I know I've made some mistakes and illogical decisions. But, no, I don't... the VOD will remain up. I don't think I've actively made a mistake or acted out of malice at all. No, I don't think that has been done. In fact, no, I can say nothing has been done out of malice, because I'm the one who makes the decisions. I've never acted out of malice, so no, there's been no malice. Jurassic wrong? No. I would not say the wrongs are Jurassic-sized. I will say there are some relatively big mistakes, but nothing humongous. The 2-hour video was released and it was taken down as all parties have said it was filled with misinformation. We said it. The other involved party, the talents have said the video was filled with misinformation. Can you see the video? I don't own the video. I did not make it. And I mean, I don't think the objective was to spread information. From what I could tell, the person had very small snippets of information. And from that, they tried to draw conclusions. But those snippets, sometimes were heavily influenced by emotion at times, and they were said over a long period of time, not all immediately. So I think it was a complete misinterpretation of the situation. I'm not going to consider it defamation. no. I think it is just a lack of insight. No, I said earlier in the video what mistakes were made. I was fully open that there were mistakes on my end. I've admitted that. I'm not hiding behind anything. When? Earlier. Like, not long earlier. Like, maybe 20, 30 minutes ago? Were they... Yes, but defamation does not come from a point... Defamation is something, at least in my eyes, I'm not going to go into legal opinion here, because I don't know the legality surrounding this. But in my eyes, that is something malicious. I don't... that's it. Defamation wise is intentionally showing part of the information, taking things out of context, and lying. Intentionally. That is my eyes on defamation. I don't believe that this was intentional. I believe that the individual who made the video to not have the information and to have drawn conclusions which were incorrect conclusions by accident. I don't think there was any intent of spreading misinformation. And the fact that the video was taken down is evidence enough that they didn't want to spread misinformation. The VOD will remain up, so if you want to, you can go through the VOD. Yes, the video was taken down by the author, and the author admitted already that there was misinformation in it. So, that's a VOD is a video. So this live stream will be saved as a video afterwards. So it will be watchable. Who was the author? I am not going to say that. As I said, I'm... But what does the VOD stand for? Good question. I think... Oh, but that was VOD actually... Video on demand, got it. How will you watch the video? You won't. The video is taken down. This video, this live stream, it will be on this YouTube channel, and you will be able to watch it. I won't take this down. This will remain up. I'm not going to... No, I can't explain a lot, so... Yes, you can rewatch this, but you can't rewatch that... The video uploaded by the other person, because it was taken down, for one. Two, I am not going to reveal who made it. This hasn't got the dough in it. I mean, if you read the announcement made in the Discord right before this one, yes, you can DM me. Go for Discord DMs. I don't know how YouTube ones work, or if they even have it. The plate is very... plate is gone. Oh, Jesus Christ, I look back and my camera has died. What is my Discord tag? Um, it's got a weird character in it. In the description, there is a Discord, and I will set my status to online. You should be able to just see me. I'm the purple guy labeled boss on the right. Just go with that. Let's see if I can fix this camera real quick. I believe this is trying to autofocus, right? Apply. If I do that, there we go, fixed. But yeah, there is no use pushing for drama. I don't know what it's trying to focus on, but I have a very cheap camera. It's the reason that the image is this size, but I can't make it any bigger without destroying the quality. But no, there's no use pushing for drama. Yep. I mean, as I said at the start, my statement on the terminations, our entire statement is one word. No. You don't get the information there. Can you have that bacon? No, you can't have that bacon sandwich. It's cold and mean and old. So for you see, Blue, this is where you get into an interesting, pretty hilarious predicament I've been in for well over a year. Upgrading my equipment. Whenever I get enough money to upgrade my equipment, whenever I have that in excess, do you want to know what happens with that money? I throw that money right at the company. It's like, well, if I can afford myself better equipment, I can afford one of the talent's better equipment. That's exactly what happens when I have my own money. And why I'm always personally broke. I'm not going to draw a diagram on the whiteboard. It's too far away. I don't know if I have any pens on easy reach. No, I don't. Yes, I do. I'm not going to use the whiteboard. So basic model avatars as well. No, I don't have one because, well, if I have enough money for a model, I put that into a talent model, not myself. I don't intend to get a model because I think overall, I think it's better for the company for me not to have me behind a model. Especially with that model being a lower quality model. Now, I do have pens, I just wasn't sure if I had one nearby. So, I did actually used to use a model. It was a lower quality model I made myself. And in my this was early days of Infinite Life. People used to come into my stream when they were looking into the agency and ask if that's the quality of model we offer. And what I do does indicate what we offer. So I stopped using a model altogether because a lot of people getting the impression that was the quality of model we offered. When no, that was me cutting costs on my own model so I could give better models to other people. Why would I? I mean, I honestly want to hype myself. I've said this publicly many times. I am terrified of people. I am not good with crowd. I had a comfort buddy when this agency started, for the pure sake of me not running away during interviews. Yeah, I'm very anxious as an individual, so things like this, I may drop professionalism at times. I'm terrified. That's the primary reason on why things may drop on statements like this. I am just straight up terrified. Yeah. I mean, no, there's definitely companies which can operate with, a non, especially VTuber industries. You can operate as a VTuber running a VTuber agency. It's just in our case, it's best for me to use my face, as I don't have any high quality model to put up and display. I will share my face. Alright. Is there any more questions people would like answered, though? I'm now flipping a pen. I need to throw stuff away so I don't start fiddling. I can see my noise cancellation failing to work on this, and it's hurting me. Alright, I'm thinking and hoping that's everything everyone wanted to ask and wanted me to answer in relation to this. Is it? I don't know if that is true, Lilith. But no, going forward, we will be actively working on improving. And we're not going to be focusing on growing out our talents or anything right now. No, we're going to be focusing on our current talents and how we can do better as an agency. But, if that is... damn, I honestly expect this to hit the 2-hour mark. But, alright, I guess I need to figure out how to bring streams to an end again. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you can all form your own opinions on this. Can you show us your old model? No, I can't, because I don't actually have it. No, I've been going for an hour and a half. And haven't gotten to the point. No, I got to the point. I got through the main stuff early on. I made sure I got through everything before answering questions. That was the first thing I wanted covered. So, I mean, if you want, you can go back and watch the video to see what I said, but in short, the statement on the reason behind the terminations is just no. That there isn't going to be any statement on why the terminations have been made. Because that's your private info. That's something which, if the talents want to reveal, they can. Well, former talents, but I'm not going to reveal that myself. Be quicker right now. I'm bringing it to an end now anyway. But who got terminated? You can find the termination notices in the Discord right now. I mean, the whole reason I put it at the front was so it's good for people watching the VOD later on, because not everyone is going to be here. But I'm hoping this at least satisfied a reasonable level of people. Yep, in the Discord is where all the terminations happened. Do I have a link? Should be one in the description, I think. My software did blow up right before stream, so I will actually check that now, because it might have overwritten the description. Nope, there is a link in the description. Whereabouts? Right at the top. Very close to the top. The first blue part in the description. I mean, I did say in the announcement for this as well, that this is not going to satisfy everyone, because we are not revealing anything, really. We're explaining the situation only up to our own mistakes, and we're not throwing up screenshots or anything, because that's... I don't intend for any drama to be stirred. And I'm really hoping if the parties involved are watching this, that they don't feel that I am trying to start anything. Well, we may disagree on points made here. I don't intend for drama to come across because of this. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a disagreement on viewpoints on a situation. And that's my hope, that we can just put this in the past and move on. But that's all I really have to say on it overall. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for listening. Make your own judgments on the situation. I just ask to never approach something with the guilty until proven innocent. It doesn't... You cannot prove innocence on something. And yes, I am ending. I really gotta eat, and I've addressed everything I wanted to. It's illegal in a court of law, but unfortunately it's not illegal to do it publicly and make assumptions. I just believe it's not a good approach. No, you don't get to see my bacon sandwich. Alright, I am wrapping up now. I am going to do some work, then I'm going to grab myself a nice juicy burger. Alright. Do I have... Yes, I do have an ending screen. Goodbye, people.